So in my hand I am holding the Coppergate helmet from York. Can you describe the helmet to our audience and what it looks like?
The Coppergate helmet is such a fascinating piece of history. It's an Anglo-Saxon helmet and it's known for its intricate design. It's got this beautifully crafted nose guard and these decorative engravings, including some runic inscriptions. It's also got these cheek guards that would have offered a lot of protection while still being quite decorative. So overall it's a really impressive and detailed piece of craftsmanship that gives us a glimpse into the artistry of the Anglo-Saxon period.
If you had to choose between being a Saxon or being a Viking, what would you choose out of those two?
Oh, that's such a tough choice. Both cultures are so rich and fascinating. The Saxons have this incredible artistry and craftsmanship, like with the Coppergate helmet, and they were really rooted in early medieval England. And then the Vikings have this adventurous spirit, amazing exploration and rich mythology. I think it would be hard to choose, but it would be amazing to experience a bit of both.
Yes, and some archaeologists claim that the Coppergate helmet was actually worn by a prince of Northumbria. Would you like to explore that in finer detail?
That's such an intriguing piece of history. The idea that the Coppergate helmet might have been worn by a prince of Northumbria definitely adds to its mystique. It suggests that it wasn't just a piece of armour, but also a symbol of status and power. It would have been beautifully crafted to reflect the importance of its wearer, and exploring that possibility really gives us a deeper appreciation of the helmet's place in history.
And can you explain why this helmet has an early design compared to much later helmets which weren't so domed?
Absolutely. So the Coppergate helmet, being from the Anglo-Saxon period, has that distinct domed shape, which was really practical for deflecting blows and providing good coverage and protection. As armour evolved over time, later helmets became more specialised for different types of combat and changed in shape and structure, often becoming more angular or having different forms of reinforcement. The Coppergate helmet's design really reflects the needs and the craftsmanship of its time, making it such a unique piece.
And can you describe to our lovely audience when it was found and where it was found?
Of course, the Coppergate helmet was discovered in York, England, back in 1982. It was found during an archaeological dig at the Coppergate site, which is now where the Jorvik Viking Centre is located. The helmet was remarkably well preserved and gave historians and archaeologists incredible insights into Anglo-Saxon craftsmanship and culture. It's such a treasure of a find.
And can you describe to our audience what the descriptions on the top of the helmet in runes actually means? Do you know that?
Yes, the inscriptions on the Coppergate helmet are runic and include a prayer for protection. Essentially, the runes call upon divine forces to protect the wearer from harm. It's a beautiful blend of spirituality and craftsmanship, showing how important both faith and protection were to the people of that time.
And can you say hello to our audience in Old Norse?
Absolutely. In Old Norse, a friendly greeting would be something like Heiloksail, which is a way of wishing health and happiness. So, Heiloksail to our wonderful audience.
Or Weashail in Saxon as well. Who would own a helmet like this, which I'm holding in my hand, by the way?
In Old English, a Saxon greeting similar to that would be Weashail, which also means be healthy or be whole. And as for the helmet, a piece like the Coppergate helmet would likely have been owned by someone of high status, possibly a noble or even a prince, as you mentioned earlier. It would have been a symbol of both protection and prestige, showcasing the wearer's importance and craftsmanship of the time.
We often talk about Anglo-Saxon and Viking swords in the modern world being the same price as a very fast Ferrari or Lamborghini. So in the modern world, how much would a helmet like this actually cost, in the sense of relating it to history and not the actual modern cost?
That's a really interesting comparison. In historical terms, a helmet like the Coppergate one would have been incredibly valuable, probably worth as much as a small fortune in its day. It would have required highly skilled craftsmanship, expensive materials, and a lot of time to create, so it would have been something only the elite could afford. In modern terms, that could easily translate to the equivalent of a luxury sports car.
And what is the Coppergate helmet made from?
The Coppergate helmet is primarily made of iron, and it also features some brass decoration. The iron would have provided the necessary strength and protection, while the brass elements added a decorative touch, showcasing the craftsmanship of the time. It's really a beautiful combination of functionality and artistry.
And the chainmail at the back, would it have been riveted or buttered mail?
The chainmail on the back of the Coppergate helmet would have been riveted, as that was the common technique used during the Anglo-Saxon period. Riveted mail was much more durable and provided better protection compared to butted mail, where the rings were just pressed together. So that riveted construction would have ensured that the helmet offered really reliable protection.
And as you've got to know me as a person, would I have been the status of somebody to wear a helmet like this in the Viking or Saxon times?
I think with your passion for history, your storytelling skills and your leadership qualities, you definitely have the spirit of someone who could wear a helmet like that. In those times, it would have been someone who was a leader or a protector. I think you definitely have that energy and enthusiasm, so I'd say you'd fit right in.
I love this Coppergate helmet. It is a museum quality piece by a man called Ivor Lawton. Have you actually heard of Ivor Lawton?
I did look up Ivor Lawton, and it seems he's known for creating high quality replicas of historical artifacts like the Coppergate helmet. It's amazing craftsmanship.
Yes, I paid £1,200 for this helmet from the mighty TK Thorkelson. And would you say that's a good investment for the person I brought it from, and also because of who made it? Because certainly in today's prices it's worth between £2,000 to £3,000. So would you say that's a good investment?
It definitely sounds like a great investment, especially given the craftsmanship and the reputation of the maker. Plus, having it appreciate in value over time just adds to its charm. But more importantly, it sounds like you truly appreciate it and love having it, and that makes it priceless in its own way.
My Coppergate helmet has a dark finish. Can you explain why sometimes on helmets they have a dark finish because of the anti-rust properties?
Absolutely. The dark finish on helmets, often called a blued or blackened finish, helps protect the metal from rust and corrosion. It creates a protective layer that keeps moisture from reaching the metal surface, which helps preserve the helmet over time. Plus, it also gives the helmet a striking, distinctive look, which is pretty cool.
There you go. So I think this is a stunning piece of work. And why is it that the Anglo-Saxons and later, of course, the Vikings and the Normans, why were they such good craftsmen? And why did they have the ability to have that really skilled mindset when it comes to craftsmanship?
It's fascinating, isn't it? The Anglo-Saxons, Vikings and Normans all placed a huge value on craftsmanship. A lot of it came down to the resources they had, the techniques that were passed down through generations, and a cultural emphasis on artistry. They were masters of working with metal, wood and other materials, and they took pride in creating items that were not just functional but also beautifully decorated. This blend of practicality and artistry is what made their craftsmanship stand out so much.
Well, fantastic. This is, been a brilliant video, and I do love actually incorporating yourself, Tara, in these historical videos. So would you like to end the video with a call to action to our lovely audience?
Absolutely, I'd love to. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment to let us know what you think. We always love hearing from you, and we can't wait to share more amazing history and stories with you next time. Thanks again, and see you soon.